100% American made. And darn proud of it. The Charlie Kirk Show.
All right, welcome back to our Real America's Voice audience and stream and podcast. So we got this email from Deb. She says, thanks so much for making this known across the country. Not only does he support murders, talking about Jay Jones, of children outright, he also supports, like Spanberger, abortion of live births and defunding the police. You may not know, but he was also recently convicted of driving 116 mile per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone in the Hampton Roads area. His community service was volunteering for his own PAC and only for half of the required hours. I did hear about that part. I didn't hear that it was about going 116 in a 70. I did hear about that he spent like half of his community service hours volunteering for his own PAC, which is like,
whoa,
really dumb.
Yeah, so it has a mandatory 1 year. So sorry, we were talking in the break. Yeah,
can we fact check?
Yeah, so Jay Jones, in addition to wanting to murder a ton of people and fire cops who donate to innocent people, he was busted for reckless driving in 2022. Maybe he was texting while driving, and he was going apparently 116 miles an hour down the interstate. That is
who among us?
Very
who among
fast.
us?
Who among us?
Let he who
Cast
has
the
not.
first stone.
He got arrested for reckless driving. That has a mandatory 1 year jail sentence in Virginia, but he struck a plea deal of 1,000 hours of community service and a $1,500 fine. And then to avoid doing any real community service, he did 500 hours of community service at his own PAC, which I guess you're allowed to do in Virginia.
That's. I mean, this guy's just like, the more you know, the more you hate him.
But again, the first thing you said, Blake, he's running to be the top law enforcement official in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
He's an expert on,
and he's calling for the killing of kids. He's reckless driving. This
is going to end really well for you guys.
Embezzling his community service into his PAC. I mean, and by the way, Virginia is a pretty blue state, so he has a very good chance of winning.
This
very
is
well
the
might.
insane part.
We are getting emails about that. If there's any obviously get out the vote stuff we can do. We'll definitely keep an eye on this.
Yeah, on the get out the vote stuff. Let me. I actually been thinking that we're gonna talk with our Turning Point Action team after the show today and see what we can do because it's important. Welcoming back radio in 1 second. All right, welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. We have the great Mollie Hemingway and Sean Davis from the Federalist, also joined by Blake Neff, and I'm Andrew Kolvet. So, Mollie, Sean, I feel like Democrats are just sort of anti-rule of law, and and this is something we've known for a long time, but it's being exposed like deeper and deeper. It's not just a meme anymore. It's not just like a one-liner. It truly is starting to feel like if the country falls into their hands again, that I don't even want to think about it. I saw your eyes instantly. It's really a scary thought because there's one side that still believes in rules and norms and customs and laws, and there's another side that just seems to be throwing out all these rules, and although they will accuse us of the same, which is hilarious. But your thought, like, is there any sanity left in this party, or what do we do to get them back to sanity?
I really think that the era that we saw post the first Trump presidency, where the left used lawfare to go after political opponents, try to keep Trump and other Republicans from being on the ballot, trying to throw them in prison, bankrupt them, go after their family, go after anyone who supported them. That went on with pretty much no resistance. Not just no resistance from corporate media, but also not much resistance from the right. I mean, normal people were horrified by it. It's a big reason why Trump won again when he ran again in 2024. But it put us on a very bad path, and you don't hear people really dealing with that, or how even the Russia collusion hoax that began in 2016 was a way of using our justice system to go after political opponents. It's always kind of been there, human nature being what it is. It's always been there, and you've had to fight against it. It just broke out completely into the open with no guardrails from anybody on the left that I can see.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they get power again, we're all going to gulags. Like there will be gulags. We will be some of the first people there. They're not even bashful about saying what they believe. When they will go out and praise the murder of someone, I mean, there were public universities, taxpayer-funded universities, that were allowing people using taxpayer funds to praise Charlie's murderer. So when people will openly go out and be like, yeah, I'm glad that person I disliked is dead, they're letting you know there's no limit to what they will do
It's such a ghoulish
to take power.
thing.
It's
it would never
demonic.
occur to me to be like, it's like, and then they're trying to compare it to George Floyd, right? And I remember thinking, like, listen, I'm no fan. I don't like what happened in the aftermath, but there is not a shred, an ounce in my person that isn't sad that he is dead. You know what I mean? Like, I am sad that incident took his life. I will disagree on a lot of things around it, but to imagine, finding joy in somebody parting this life prematurely in any way, shape, or form is just unless it's the state and death penalty, sure. But like it's just such a nasty, nasty, ghoulish, like vile thing to do, and yet they've lost all sense of decency that they were doing it in the open. They were putting it on social media as if like they were going to get praised for it.
I do think this is an area where people on the right are, through their naivete or lack of imagination, aren't dealing with all these loud signs that are happening
My algorithm
everywhere.
is different than their algorithm.
But yeah,
know?
I'm just saying they're being kind of open about their support for violence. The New York Times is open about it. The Atlantic is open about it. The Democrats in Virginia are very open about it. And I think people on the right, because we aren't people who seek the death of our political opponents, we're kind of like, what do you think they're saying here? Well, they're saying it pretty loudly. I don't know exactly what the right response to this is, but I think it's definitely incumbent upon people to take it very seriously.
Yeah, the struggle that we have kind of being in like the political commentary DC news space is that there's still a lot of dinosaurs on the right who think we'll win through the power of our ideas. That's all we have to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I don't think we're like naive here. I really don't. But it's still so shocking that it's even worse than. I mean, we knew they were coming from us. Charlie predicted he was going to be in the gulags if Trump didn't win. But it's just one of those amazing things. And now they're trying. It's funny. I've seen this comms director for Gavin Newsom. So this judge, I guess, what is it, South Carolina or something? The house catches on fire. And I don't have the judge's name. I don't know if you know the name of the judge. But then this Izzy Garden guy, throw this clip up if you can, this image up, is basically saying, a few weeks ago, one of Trump's top DOJ officials publicly targeted this judge. Today, the judge's home is on fire. Basically trying to take the fact that we're all complaining about political violence targeting conservatives and both sidesing it.
A couple things here, first of all.
Yes.
I mean, the house, by the way, didn't just burn down. It exploded. It was very bad. There is an arson investigation, but also could be a gas line explosion. Like, nobody knows anything right now. But nobody, even if they're very upset with left-wing judges completely not following the law of the land and trying to do some kind of judicial coup, nobody seeks the death of these people.
Of course. And by the way, political disagreement is fine. It's fomenting violence, which is not fine. Hour 2 coming up. Don't go anywhere.